Hey, it's the guys from Brave Wilderness.
Hey. Oh, hey, what's going on, guys?
How's it going?
What brings you to New York?
Well, we're in town doing a little bit of media touring, and of course, every time we're in New York City, we have to stop by B&H to see what is the new greatest camera gear.
Yeah, all the new cameras are right here on display, so anytime we drop by, get to check them out. You see some of the older stuff that we used before. This is one of our original YouTube cameras, the C100. This is what we're actually using now. It's funny, they're like all in a row here.
Yeah.
This is what we're using now, the XF500. Love this camera for the television series and other YouTube videos, but we're really intrigued by what's down here going on with the C300 and possibly even the C200. Between these two, I think.
Yeah, they're all pretty awesome cameras. And the thing is, like, let's try to look at as much different gear as we can in the time that we've got to walk through the store. So.
Yeah, what do we have, like 20, 30 minutes?
I think so. Let's go see what new products they got.
Yeah, let's cruise.
Coyote. So let's break the ice. I have to ask, what's with the name? Were you born with this name?
Coyote is actually a nickname that I have had since I was 8 years old. My mom gave it to me. It comes from the Warner Brothers cartoon. I used to chase roadrunners around in the desert looking for lizards. Ultimately, she started calling me Coyote because, like the cartoon, the coyote chases the roadrunner, and it helped me find lizards, and I guess the name just stuck.
And Mark, how did you meet Coyote?
Coyote I actually met at Ohio State when I was a freshman. Coyote graduated before me, and I ended up going to film school for a little bit and meeting him again after college. And yeah, we started making all kinds of different projects together. One of them was wildlife videos that eventually turned into Brave Wilderness. So yeah, it's been a long journey for my friend Coyote and I.
We see a lot of BTS in your video. What's your go-to gear?
The go-to camera actually is right here. Why don't you come down here, I'll show you. This is the camera that we're currently using on the television series Brave the Wild that's on Animal Planet. But right next to it, this was one of our original go-to cameras, the C100, and it's still a camera that we use from time to time. It's an absolute powerhouse, and I love the form factor and just the changeable lenses, and then the great XLR inputs, top handle, everything about this camera is great for YouTube.
Yeah, I'd say the thing that we're always looking for with cameras specifically is how do we get these things into the environment? You can't have big, huge cameras when you're out there, so the smaller the form factor, the more rugged and durable it is, the better the shots we're going to get.
Yeah, and great image stabilization. We're always looking for that, and that's why particularly we like the Canon products, because they have the great image stabilization in the lenses, and on the camcorders, they actually have them in the bodies. This is like one of the best image stabilization cameras out there right now.
Coyote, what got you into wildlife education?
I grew up having a love for animals, and when I combined my college degree of screenwriting, producing, and directing with that love for animals, it just made a lot of sense to bring those worlds together and try to share the same fascination that I had as a kid with the audience that now enjoys our content.
And what inspired you both to put it all on YouTube?
We just started making all kinds of demonstration content for a television series. It was originally the idea for Brave Wilderness, and we made a bunch of it. We're like, you know what? Let's put it out there and see if people think of this. And sure enough, the YouTube audience started building, and that was our light bulb moment. We're like, hey, you know what? We can go out there with cameras like this and make our brand and the videos we want happen for the audience that exists on YouTube.
What was the first episode of Brave Wilderness?
Diving for snapping turtles is actually the first episode that was ever on YouTube. My background is very heavily rooted in getting up close with these predatory reptiles, and we said, hey, you got to go with what you know, and the first episode ended up being a test shoot that we never intended to be an episode, but the way it turned out ended up being so perfect, we were like, well, might as well lead with this one.
That's right. Yeah, one of the animals that's right around our home, Columbus, Ohio. Sure enough, first episode.
Yeah. Want to go this way, see what else we can find?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time actually paying attention to these questions. There's so many cool cameras and gadgets and lenses, and let me look at all these mounts. These are so cool.
Have you seen a lot of growth in each other since the first episode?
Growth? Well, his beard has grown. My beard has grown. What other growth have we had?
Going from 0 to 15.6 million subscribers, 3 billion views. I mean, everything about the Brave Wilderness brand at this point over the course of the past 5 years has gone from 0 to where it's at, which is pretty crazy. I mean, in just 5 years, we've managed to reach a completely new generation and the existing generations with animal adventure content.
Here's a timely answer. Our camera collection has grown. Oh my gosh, how many lockers do we have now?
Quite a few. And we have an amazing trophy case of all the old cameras that maybe have sort of lost their power over the way. And by lost their power, I mean maybe got chomped by an animal, dropped into something. You know, just a couple weeks ago I was filming and we lost a drone into a river that we managed to magically get back, but that will make it to the trophy wall. All of our gear goes through all the rough and rugged tests that you can put it through.
Yeah, always need to have the latest and greatest gear, especially when you're dealing with the environments that we do. We put this stuff through the test for sure, and sometimes they don't all make it, so we've been coming to B&H a lot for gear over the years.
So what's your favorite part of your work?
My favorite part of the work is exploring and getting to travel with my best friends. I mean, everybody who works on the Brave Wilderness team, we're a family unit, and that's like a reward in itself, getting to experience new places, new cultures with your best buddies. And then on the side, we get up close with really cool creatures and make these awesome stories for everybody to watch. So, I mean, it's like 360 amazing. Everything about what we do is a dream job.
But do you have a least favorite?
Oh, least favorite.
What was the question?
What's your least favorite thing about what we do?
I don't have a least favorite thing. Maybe when I've had to take bites and stings, I don't necessarily like that, but I don't have a least favorite thing. Everything about what we do is fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to say insect bites, but I can't really complain with this guy standing next to me because the stuff he does is pretty crazy.
So you have over 15 million subscribers. What sets you guys aside from the other channels?
What sets us apart from the other channels on YouTube? I guess we are the largest animal adventure brand that's in the digital space, arguably the entire world at this point. And I think the thing that separates us is, production quality is something we pay particular attention to. Not only the style in which we produce our episodes, but also the story writing that comes into the voiceover, the editing, the music, all those things come together to create a cinematic experience for people in the digital space. And now that we've transitioned that concept into a television series, we're always looking for ways to advance our gear and the look of the show. So that's, of course, why we end up at places like B&H to see what's the next, latest, greatest technology that's going to help us advance all of the content we produce.
You can't make the content without the tools.
Right.
And this is like the cathedral of tools. Like everything you could possibly want to make any kind of production lives in this store, and that's why we love coming by.
Do you have any cool projects coming up?
Cool projects.
Cool projects.
Well, we just released a cool project. Talk about that.
What project?
The television series.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you heard of it. It's called Brave the Wild.
Yeah, I thought you meant a different project. So our newest project that just debuted was Brave the Wild, our new series on Animal Planet. Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock if you want to tune in. Pretty much the biggest undertaking we've ever gone after at this point, not only from the production standpoint, but also the length of the stories. And we've got a lot of stuff in the works right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like whenever you talk about something that's actually released and out for the public to look at, we're already like a year ahead on what's coming next.
Yeah.
Like all the production elements that we put into these programs, they take a lot of time to produce.
Well, we've had so many conversations today when you said next project, my brain kind of scrambled as to as in ones that we talked about today, but the one that's current TV show and just the YouTube channels constantly having new content released on it on a weekly basis.
Want to go this way?
Yeah.
See what's over here. Ooh.
So a lot of your fans are probably wondering, what are some 5 tips for filming in unpredictable environments?
Ooh, unpredictable environments and filming tips. Mark, I'll let you kick that one off since you're holding the camera most of the time.
Why don't I answer a couple?
Okay.
And then you answer a couple. How about that? Does that sound good? You need to be nimble. So you want to think about size of gear. Like think about the situation that you're putting yourself into and how quickly you need to move, because the last thing you want to do is put yourself in an environment or on a film production and have to be dragging the gear behind you, and it slows down all the creativity. So for us, we want to make sure our gear is as light as possible, all fits in a backpack, so that way we're not missing shots out there. When Coyote runs ahead and catches an animal, I'm right there next to him, as opposed to like coming up as a cavalry with a couple camera bags. That's not the idea. So for us, it's about being nimble. The other thing is making sure you have high quality gear, because another thing you don't want to happen is to go all the way around the world and have your gear go down where there isn't a B&H photo, because that would be bad, right? You'd lose a lot of money in plane tickets.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a fair statement. Trying to keep a lightweight kit, but still a very effective kit, I would say is one of the most important things, especially when you're filming in the wilderness, right? You can't lug a bunch of gear into the middle of nowhere, especially if you're carrying it all by hand. The lighter you can travel, sometimes the better the opportunity for getting up close with animals. Oftentimes people are like, well, how crazy is your camera gear? I mean, it ranges from something like a Red camera down to a GoPro. Honestly, the GoPros sometimes get the best shots.
Oh, for sure. Like, everyone who starts out filming outdoor content, I recommend the first camera you buy is a GoPro.
Yeah.
Because it really teaches you about lighting, it teaches you about what your camera's gonna go through, and so that when you're out here looking at some of the higher end professional cameras, like, is that the best camera that's going to get muddy and wet? Or should I maybe go something a little bit more durable and lightweight, like one of those DSLRs that's weatherproofed?
Right.
So those are things you want to think about.
Right, right.
So what do you do for fun aside from your work?
What do we do for fun aside from our work? I don't know. I guess the work is so much fun. We're kind of always just living in the moment of what the adventure is. When I'm home and I'm not actually in production, I guess I'm playing out in the backyard with my dog. I enjoy actually washing and detailing my cars. Strangely enough, I guess I like to vacuum. I vacuum quite a bit.
That's the most boring answer.
I find it to be like kind of like soothing to be like, let me put some lines in the carpet, you know, clean the house, those sorts of things. Just those everyday sort of activities that when you're traveling as much as we do, you don't do when you're on the road.
Yeah.
I don't really go on vacations or anything like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, our job is kind of like an infinite trip. We're always going somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, there's not necessarily a, what do I do for fun? My entire profession is fun, I guess.
I'll tell you, I know something we do for fun. So one of the things when we're on locations that we've never been to, we like to scout the local markets and stores, and we always play this game like who can find the best artifact. And in fact, if Mario is here right now, we'd probably be playing that game in the store, like who can find the newest, coolest thing to take home, because it's kind of like a competition, but at the end, everybody brings home something cool, and that's kind of a game we play.
Yeah, I also like all these little things that are zigzagging around above you, all the little gift baskets that are
Do you guys sell
working
this
on that
conveyor
track.
belt too? We could use one of those.
I don't think it's for sale.
Okay.
So what's some of the best feedback you've gotten from your fans?
Well, it's noisy
all
over
of
here.
it's appreciated, but I think when we meet our fans in person, just getting to like look at them in the eye, understanding how much the nature content is appreciated by everybody around the world, you know, all cultures, all walks of life, everybody loves seeing animals, and like just seeing that reaction that Coyote gets when a fan comes up, like that's the reward for me. That's like really, really meaningful. So that happens all the time now.
Yeah.
Luckily. Yeah.
So all about the audience for the most part.
Yeah.
So Mark, what's your dream camera to use?
Oh, how to answer that? Luckily, we're at the stage in our careers where we use a lot of really cool gear, and I love Canon equipment. But if I had to say my dream camera, is it okay if it doesn't exist yet? I would love if Canon is listening, I would love to have a 5D that shoots internal 4K, 120p on an SD card. If we can do that, that's going to be my favorite camera. We'll see, maybe one day.
Coyote.
Yeah.
What animal are you dying to do a video with?
Definitely the big one for me this year is going to be Komodo dragons. It's always a place I've wanted to visit, the Indonesian islands, Komodo Islands specifically, and getting to film dragons in the wild and finding a way to film dragons like they've never been filmed before is a great challenge for myself and the team. I mean, even when you look at something like microphones, we find in so many instances that animals want to attack microphones. What would happen if a Komodo dragon attacked one of these microphones? Will the microphone survive? Will its little fluffy cover that looks like a mammal become something enticing that causes the animal to be curious around it? So, you know, we're always thinking about, you know, how is an animal going to interact with a camera or a piece of technology, and does that play into the actual episode?
So here's a little, sorry to pause the question, I just want to make a little pro tip right here. We love this new Rode light mic right here. The ultra compact camera mount video micro. This little microphone is amazing, the quality of audio that it gets. And sometimes that's the thing about gear, like you really have to try it, get your hands on it, get it in the field and test it. I mean, you could just come up to this case and pick out the most expensive microphone and I bet it'd be pretty good. But for what we do, this seems to be our go-to these days for YouTube. Believe it or not, it's one of the cheaper mics in this case, but it is one of the best.
Favorite video you've done and why?
Oh, you know, we get that
Mark,
question
you go
a
first.
lot.
What's your favorite video?
That's such a hard question to answer because, you know, we wouldn't make the videos if we didn't like them all. But the one that always comes back around for me is the sockeye salmon video in Alaska, just because it had like all of the elements that go into what we do. I mean, it had traveling on a kayak across a glacial lake. There were, oh, look at that. There we go. This is what we're here doing today. Hey, Coyote, look, the lemur, your favorite.
You're absolutely right.
I like that video because it had the adventure element of like going across the glacial lake. It was absolutely gorgeous, like big Alaska. And then, you know, the challenge of Coyote catching that sockeye, and just the dynamics of how we had to film it by setting up multiple camps and multiple sites. It took a lot. It actually took 3 days to film that one episode. And to me, that's one of my favorites just because of the challenge it presented. Coyote, what's your favorite episode?
Favorite episode? It's really hard to ever choose a favorite episode. For me, it's usually what's the most recent video that we've produced. Recently, we shot one in Colorado, worked at a place called the Colorado Wolf and Wildlife Center, all about gray wolves and getting them reintroduced out into the wild in Colorado, where they once existed. Now they're not there. So for us to go through post-production on that one, that's definitely one that I'm most excited to come out soon.
I think I saw some camera bags that way.
Scariest and most dangerous video you've done?
Ooh. Coyote, you want to go first on that one?
What's the question?
Scariest and most dangerous video.
Ooh, scariest and most dangerous. There have definitely been a lot of dangerous videos that we have filmed before in the past. Again, it's subjective based on, are we working with lions, are we working with bears, is it a venomous snake? So it's tough to gauge exactly what is the most dangerous. I would say of all time, the craziest encounter happened with a mother grizzly bear and her 3 cubs on the side of a river in Alaska. Good news for us is that the mother bear took her cubs and went the opposite direction, because if she hadn't, we might have been attacked.
If you weren't video creators, what would you be?
If I wasn't a video creator, what would I be? Well, my mom really wanted me to be a doctor, so I don't know if I would have gone back to school to be a doctor, but I think I could see myself being somebody who helps folks in healthcare industry. I think so. Is that a good answer? I don't know. I don't really think about that. I got the dream job. I get to hold cameras for a living. It's great.
Hey, Coyote. If you weren't a video creator, what would you be?
Ooh, if I wasn't a video creator, what would I be? Probably a paleontologist. I really enjoy going out looking for prehistoric treasures like fossils and, you know, anything that takes quite a bit of work to search for, but then ends up being something really cool that you can celebrate and educate people with. So yeah, I would say paleontologist if I wasn't a video maker.
What's one thing that makes your job easier?
Ooh, well, I would definitely say camera bags, and I'm always on the lookout for what's the next smallest, sleekest designed camera bag that has a lot of great compartments and a lot of places to easily access your gear. Especially when it comes to GoPros. So when you're out there in the wild and you're moving fast paced, you can't necessarily take off your bag and then get a camera out. It's like, what can you reach for right out of the middle of the action sequence? And so I'm always looking to see what is the new, latest, greatest technology when it comes to how we keep our gear on our person to be able to utilize it as quick as possible. I don't know what this one does, but looks like it's got a lot of hoops to hold on to things.
Do your friends and family understand this line of work?
Oh, definitely, yeah. My friends and family completely understand what it is that I do. It's actually my family that really encouraged me to get outside and explore as a kid. So when it came to producing this kind of content, I get all the support in the world.
If there were to be a movie about brave wilderness, who would play you?
Who would play me? That's a tough question. I don't think about that ever.
Yeah.
I get the, have you seen the Tom Cruise comment?
I have seen that.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with that.
You think you can get Tom Cruise to play you?
I mean, you know, it depends how epic we take this thing, but I think maybe one day.
Yeah, that's a pretty big ask. What if it's like Brave Wilderness in the future? Maybe I could get Bruce Willis to play me.
Oh, I like that.
That'd be a good one.
Is that because you both shave your head?
Yes. I don't have any hair. Bruce doesn't have any hair, although Bruce doesn't have a beard either, so we'd have to maybe glue one on his face.
I bet Bruce could grow a mean beard.
Yeah, it would be like the future of Brave Wilderness is like 2 old dudes running around out in the wilderness trying to film stuff. Probably be a comedy.
Okay.
I would say.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely action comedy.
Yeah, I like that.
And who should we interview next?
Interview next. I'm trying to think. YouTube friends. Have you guys interviewed Devin Graham from Devin Supertramp?
Yeah, Devin Supertramp. That would be a good one.
I mean, when you talk about like who knows their cameras, nobody knows cameras better than Devin.
Yeah, and he just shot a couple of really incredible documentaries. The camera work that he manages to do out there in the wilderness, similar to what we do.
Yep.
Bar none, top notch.
And I know he comes to the store every time he's in New York.
All right, well, I think we got to get to the event
at
this point. I think it's about time, so we should probably head over there, leave the cameras behind, and meet some audience members.
All right, cool.
All right,
Sounds
thanks
good.
so much for answering.
See ya.
See ya.